So today we'll be talking about Sun in Leo and what this means for you natally if you have this placement or if you have Sun in the fifth house. And there's a slight variation which I'll talk about at the end. Or this could also apply if you have the Sun in Leo and in the fifth house. And I'll talk about that as well in this video. But what the sign of Leo is it's the sign of the sun. So the sun feels very comfortable here. And also Leo is the sign of fixed fire. Fixed is the modality, and then fire is the element. And each sign has an element and it has a modality. There's fixed signs, mutable, and then there's cardinal signs. There's earth, fire, air, and water signs. So in this case, Leo, though, is the fixed fire sign. And what fixed is about is it means a constant state of being, or a stubborn state, or just something that stays fixed, stays the same. And fire is action, energy, action or energy. So what Leo is it's a constant state of energy. And the sun loves being in here because if you think of the sun representationally, it's a constant source. And so obviously the sun also rules Leo, so it's at home here. And what it indicates is that you have a constant energy about yourself, or a constant presence to your personality, because the sun shows our personality, our energy levels, our vitality. So it's also the way that people perceive us, and it's the value that we give to others. It's how we are seen. So with the sun in Leo, you are seen as this constant way of acting. So a lot of times this can manifest as confidence. Even if you are not worthy or you don't feel like you are confident, you just have this way that's always the same about yourself, no matter which situation you're faced with or who you are around. So you radiate confidence to others, even if your self-esteem may not feel like you're that special. And so something about Leos is that Leos have the potential to work in any type of careers. The sun shows career potential as well, because it's our energy and it's our value that we give to others. And that's what the sign of Leo is about. So as a constant source of energy and action, these individuals possess the ability to serve others well and consistently, and even get others hooked on whatever their service that they provide, or just on a personal level, people can get hooked on their energy, almost like a form of entertainment. The sign of Leo is about entertainment in astrology and pleasure. So this is how that all ties in. It's about being a constant source of energy or value. And so when you have the sun here, you function like this. You're a constant way of acting. So in addition, the sun shows career. So this is why Leos having the sun in the own sign of the sun, in its own sign, that's how they're able to really be leaders in any career field. Generally speaking, on a side note, Leos have a tendency to see things subjectively, and they have a sort of unwavering confidence in their point of view of things. And without self-awareness or moderation, this can create the trait of narcissism in some Leos as perceived by others. So like other people can perceive you as selfish or one-sided in your point of view because you have this unwavering confidence a lot of times in the way that you see things and in your convictions. You're very expressive of your beliefs if you have sun in Leo, because Leo has Sagittarius in the fifth house. Sagittarius is the sign of knowledge and convictions, beliefs. And so with it being in the fifth house, which is the house associated with Leo, Leo suns can have that trait of being almost like teachers or guidance figures. They love to like tell people what they believe, and they have a confidence or faith in themselves and in what they believe. So, in addition, Leos radiate interpersonal value because their personality and their energy levels tend to remain constant through day-to-day life. And thus, people find it interesting to rely on this energy of yours like a resource or like a source of pleasure. So thus, Leos can form relationships quite easily. In fact, they are the first of the relationship signs. And that, in my opinion, is because it's the fire sign. It's the first fire sign on the right side of the zodiac wheel. But this is a whole different conversation, and it's a little bit more complicated. So let's not cover it in this video specifically. But Leo is the first sign in starting a relationship because the first step is to give value to others. And since Leos radiate value, this is what initiates relationships easily for them. Like they easily make interpersonal connections. So also Leos tend to do better interpersonally. So like on one-on-one connections than when appealing to group situations. Because when it comes to group situations, there can be complications, or they have this need or this sense that they need to compromise their personality or who they are in order to fit in. So Leos, they don't do as well in group situations because they have a constant way of acting. They don't dim themselves or change themselves situationally. And so a lot of times some people will not like them. Others will like them, and people will not. So, the thing is, in a group situation, that will create complications, and so they do better on a one-on-one, connection with somebody that appreciates their energy, and that allows them to play the role of the leader without creating conflict. And, their ego doesn't conform or change itself. So that's why in group situations, it's like impossible for them to appeal to all people. Because they are not fake, or they cannot change themselves unless they have, unless the Leo has a lot of Pisces in their chart. So either they must be accepted as the lead, or they must accept that some people won't like them, and that's why they don't necessarily do well appealing to all groups. The only exception is when they have a relationship to the public. Like a lot of times Leos can be celebrities, entertainers. That's the kind of energy that they radiate. So when it comes to social media, the way that they interact with the public is almost like a relationship, and that's how they react or interact with groups, is when they have a one-on-one connection with their following or with their fans or with the group of people. But they will never try to dim themselves to fit in a group, if that makes any sense. And in fact, the best and most comfortable situation for them is one-on-one connections, because people that appreciate them can best get along with their energy, and in fact let them take the lead or be themselves. So yeah, let's see, what else did I have written down? Okay, the other thing about Leos is that they are fast learners, extremely fast learners, and they are extremely convinced of what they believe or of their point of view. And a lot of times it comes from their personal experience. And a lot of times Leos, how they feel is like they feel like they're the first to have realized something or the first to have done something, because they have Aries in the ninth house, which is why they're fast learners, or they accumulate knowledge quick. A lot of times they quickly assimilate new information, and they'll express themselves almost immediately. Like as soon as they learn something or they realize something, they'll express the answer. Unlike the sign of Cancer, where which is the sign right before Leo, where the information is still being processed. Leos just quickly assimilate information. So in a classroom setting, they'll be the first one to raise their hand, or they'll just get things fast. And they always feel like they were the first to do something, the first to realize something, or the first to have a certain experience. And it's just that natural skill, like, of learning things fast. It can't really be explained, but that's just something Leos experience. They just have knowledge quickly. The thing about Leo, what is the stereotype is that they're constantly attention seeking, or they constantly seek validation. And that is true. But sometimes what it is it's not really about themselves. The thing about Leos, they want to make sure that their values are seen. So the things that they think are important, they want to make sure people see it. And so that is how they get validation, or if we want to modify that word, we can say validation. Validation. So to confirm the value of things. They want others to confirm the value of what they believe, or they want others to see them confirm the value of something. So what they are is they are expressive of the things that they care about. And so the validation does not always have to be about themselves. If the thing that they value is themselves, this is where we get a more selfish or narcissistic type Leo personality. But a lot of times it can be about things that they care about, that they want to be seen, and they have no problem expressing it or making sure everyone pays attention, or putting it out there so that people can see it. And when I say it, I mean the value, like the thing that they care about, because Leo is the sign of giving value to others. So yeah, that is the meaning of Leo and Sun in Leo, or of the sign of fixed fire. If you have Sun in the 5th house, this carries a similar expression, except the 5th house can be in a different sign, basically. So your Sun sign has a constant energy that it radiates. So you have a confidence about yourself, but your confidence comes from a different sign, because your Sun is in the 5th house, but your Sun sign may be different. And you're giving that to others on a constant basis. And that sign becomes a source of energy, or a resource that other people utilize or depend on, kind of like the sun in real life, which always radiates energy. That's how the 5th house, or the sign of Leo, plays out. But in this case, being in the 5th house, there's also a different sign playing an influence. So in this case, when I said Taurus, this is about finances, self-esteem, stuff like that. And you share that with the world, or you express that, or make those things be seen. Also, in that case, it would be about your career and stuff, because Taurus is the 10th sign from Leo. That's just an example, but I will be going through what each of the signs means when you have the Sun in the 5th house. But if you have the Sun in Leo and in the 5th house, all this indicates is that the expression of the Sun in Leo takes on a very literal meaning. So you are a highly confident individual in this case, or your energy is just highly constant. So you just appear confident to others. A lot of times Leos don't realize that how they appear confident to others. Sometimes they can have a low self-esteem, but they don't realize that they're actually confident, because the state of how they act always remains constant, no matter who they're surrounded by, or no matter what situation they are in. So this appears to others like confidence, because you never change how you act. So internally, though, you could feel differently, but on the external, if you had the Sun in Leo and in the 5th house especially, you would radiate an extreme fixed way of acting, an extremely constant way of being yourself, extreme confidence. Also, you would be very focused on entertainment or giving value to others in some way, perhaps even through teaching others or guiding others, because that's a different way of providing value. But yeah, like you would shine very brightly, especially in a leadership sense. Like you would really be the first place type individual, or somebody that wants to be in charge if you have the sun in Leo and in the 5th house. So yeah, anyways, that is what Leo sun means, or sun in the 5th house, or if you had both of them. And pretty soon I'll be releasing what each of the other signs means when you have the sun in the 5th house. So if you're watching for that, please definitely stay tuned and subscribe to this channel, and I'll be releasing those episodes weekly. So with that being said, that's what Leo sun means, or sun in the 5th house. And other than that, if you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. And other than that, I will see you guys in another video sometime soon. Peace.